Officers Matthew Collins and Christopher Burbank face second-degree murder and manslaughter charges. Timothy Rankin faces one count of manslaughter. The first week of trial just wrapped up. Court off today and is scheduled to resume on Monday. This morning we are joined by Monet Carter-Mixon, Manuel Ellis' sister, and the family attorney James Bible. Thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it. Monet, I know you've had some health issues, so getting here this morning has been a challenge. Thank you for taking the time. You've sat in on trial all this week. Give us your thoughts so far on how things have gone. We know you've had some concerns.
Well, I actually didn't get to sit in on trial. I just got excused yesterday, so hopefully next week I'll be able to. But just the experience as a family member of a victim has been far from pleasant. The treatment has been as if not only my brother, but also myself and my family were the ones on trial and were the ones that committed a crime. As soon as we walk into the courtroom, we're being looked at. We're being pushed in a very small, condensed room that's supposed to be for breastfeeding. I'm a lactating mom, but it's also like there's nowhere else for us to go. And we kind of just sit there and wait and wonder what's going on. We weren't given a family advocate of anything to help communicate with the courts better to facilitate us and our family. It's been really hurtful and disrespectful, quite frankly. So,
James, you've been an attorney for a long time. Have you seen this before, this kind of treatment? What do you feel?
The treatment is truly disappointing. I don't typically see this sort of treatment with people that could readily be described as victims. The reality is that this entire case has been somewhat different than the other murder case that I've seen because of what seems to be the relationship between the city attorneys and the defense attorneys, and the reality that there's an incredible blue wall of silence. The truth is, we have this case because of people like Monet and activist citizens like the Tacoma Action Collective and the like that actually sought out information and dedicated themselves to the truth.
Monet, your older brother died on the street in that March evening. You were the one that unearthed that surveillance video. You made it your life's work to investigate, try to get to the bottom of all this. 1 week of trial in, despite what you've said, do you feel like you're any closer to justice?
I'm not sure. I'm still not sure. We'll see. I'd like to think that, but given the racist tropes that have been discussed and talked about in court and how my brother is being framed right now, it's hard for me to think that justice will be served for him. And
it's been well documented. Your older brother had problems with depression, with addiction. He struggled with mental illness up until the day he died. The officers say that they were being overpowered because of what the medical examiner said was a lethal amount of methamphetamine in his system. They say he would not stop fighting with them. What should the officers have done in your estimation?
Well, for one, that's not what the medical examiner's report said. His death was ruled a homicide with hypoxia due to excessive force and physical restraint. So meth had nothing to do with why he died that night. But in the result, even if a person's high on drugs and out of their mind, you should know that that person is undergoing something, and you should be getting them medical attention and trying to help them, not kill them.
All three officers are on trial right now. Is conviction of all three of these officers the only outcome that you'll accept?
I can answer that. Okay. I will say that, yes, we do expect and hope that the officers would be convicted based on the facts that are present in this particular case. The 3 separate witnesses, the 3 separate videos, the videos that the police knew that they had at the time that they were making material misrepresentations about the final seconds of Mr. Manuel Ellis's life. But we don't stop there. It's not just the convictions of these 3 officers. The reality is that there's a whole system that protected these officers, misled the public, and put us all in a place where they violated our trust, and not just the trust of this family, but an entire community that gives them power over people's lives, and at the same time gives them the power of the pen. And that's exactly why we need our courts to handle these types of cases in the way that they're handling it now. But we have to do something about the amount of deference that these particular officers are getting in this particular case.
This is the first trial, not a lot of folks may know this, but this is the first trial in Washington State under the new, now 5-year-old law, I suppose, that makes it easier for police to be prosecuted for using deadly force. Is this the way this is supposed to go?
I say that being the first makes you kind of a work in progress. It's a test of what we could be. I think that we'll need even more independent investigation and fully independent prosecutors, a fully independent department that actually prosecutes official misconduct within the state of Washington. And I think that the state is working towards that, but we're not there yet.
Monet, are you going to be in court for the remainder of this? Are you going to at least try to be in court, be a part of this? What's your plan, you and the family?
Yeah, that's the plan. As long as we don't get kicked out, that's the plan, for us to be there every day.
You expect to get kicked out?
You never know with them. I was kicked out before, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are rules that are applied to cases like this that seem adverse to the public actually seeing what's occurring. So there are some things that are impacting the ability of some people to see it.
Okay, so some nuances there we can get into. But we should also note we have reached out multiple times for the defense attorneys of these police officers to join us here live as well this morning. We tried to reach them for comment again last night. I even texted the defense attorney this morning before the segment. We have not heard back in our effort to make sure we get all sides on this story. But we thank the two of you for being here this morning so much. We know it's difficult to be here. We'll probably talk to you next week. Thank you.